Leaving 1948 behind us, let's recapture some scenes for a few moments from some of the sporting events that thrilled us during those 12 months. As we watch the athletes' determination to play the game, it's easy to realize that each and every one of us has a vital part to play in making this and future years secure and prosperous. This can be achieved by saving. What finer example or achievement and endeavour could we see than these famous personalities of the sporting world battling for supremacy? This professional rugger encounter is always fought out with really tough determination, and so it was today with the honours even for the first 20 minutes. And what game could possibly require greater fitness or greater determination? That same determination to win that has seen us through the greatest war in history and must see us through the economic difficulties of peace. Hilton, Wigan's left wing, opened the score with a solo effort. Ward converted with a fine kick. The feature of this 14-a-side game is the play the ball rule after a tackle. The player tackled usually back heels to his acting halfback, standing 2 yards behind him. Within 5 minutes of Wigan's goal, Bradford Northern came back strongly and Edwards went over for a try which was not converted. In spite of the rain, it was a thrilling match for royalty and the huge crowd of 92,000 to watch. One of the best bouts was between Charlie Tucker of the RAF, dark shorts, and Soldat Van Hoek of Belgium, light shorts. This was an excellent match, evenly contested, with the Belgian making furious onslaughts at close quarters. Tucker covered up well, however, and received a points decision. Both men were going all out right up to the end and didn't even hear the bell. There was another grim battle between the heavyweights, Corpl.Buchanan, RAF, and Soldat Innocenti of France. Buchanan, with the wide stripe on dark shorts, seemed to have his opponent guessing early on, and the Frenchman was in trouble on several occasions. Presently, however, it was Buchanan who went down, staying put for a count of 8. It began to look as if Innocenti was going to win after all, but Buchanan weathered the storm and was given the victory on points. For those who like their sport a bit more mechanised, there were thrills in plenty when Britain's ace riders met to find out who was to be their champion. Speedway racing requires not only nerves of steel, but also a complete and single-minded purpose. I might almost use that word determination again. The speed at which the laps are run demands quick thinking. There are no second chances in this sport. One mistake and you're not the winner, and that's the least that can happen. Serious accidents await those who are not quite on the top line, especially on a derby day like this. The result was a pretty close thing, but Australia's Vic Duggan, the Haringey star, beat the best of them. Here he is, riding to victory. Vic received his trophy from the Duke of Edinburgh, and then he was taken for quite a different sort of ride, together with Ron Johnson and Alex Statham, who were the runners-up. And now to cricket. And what better player to personify the spirit of our national game than Denis Compton, who was, of course, the hero of England's second innings. When he reached his century, he received an ovation from the crowd and many congratulations from the Aussies, who fully appreciated his fighting innings. True, he had his awkward moments, but he survived to score more boundaries. The Aussies tried everything, but Compton went on to make a magnificent 184. Blackpool's left back, Crossland, comparative newcomer to big football, rose to the great occasion. But from now on, although one up at half-time, his side were up against it. 25 minutes after the restart, Manchester drew level when Rowley finished off from a free kick. Two all. Manchester now right on top. Within 5 minutes, they take the lead for the first time when Pearson runs through and scores on his own. Oh, cheer up, sir. The match isn't over yet. All the same, it was as good as over when Manchester's right half Anderson scored from far out to make it 4-2. Never mind, my lad. Better look next time. And now for the lighter side of sport. A match between 15 gentlemen of Oxford and 15 gentlemen of Cambridge, here seen arriving in great style to a contest of sturdiness and agility called foot the ball. There was a ceremonial kick-off, and the fact that 3 balls are used obviously makes it 3 times as good as a cup final. The game itself is divided into 3 periods, in one of which no running is permitted. Another rule says that if you maul, lame or mutilate anybody else, you shall be deemed a foul player. There was a bit more chance to display sturdiness and agility in the periods when running was allowed. It was clear that although the Cambridge gents won, the contest was conducted with perfect courtesy throughout. And now here's a real contest of sturdiness and agility, this time in Australia, where the Axemen spend their Easter holiday taking part in the Sydney show. This is the World Championship of Tree Fellers, and the Axemen display extraordinary skill and speed with their steel-ended climbing boards. 2 climbs are involved, first one side of the stump, then the other, and to add to the difficulties, the wood is dry and hard. It's a great test of stamina and technique, and as for determination, well, that's obvious all the time. He may well rest on the results of his labours, but that doesn't apply to saving. A little extra effort now means a comfortable time later. Let's remember that as we go on to motor racing. Many of the world's famous drivers were taking part in this, the first international event of the kind to be held in Britain since 1927. The race was run over a flat airfield surface, 65 laps of about 3.7 miles each, a total of just on 250 miles, and speeds up to 115 miles an hour were attained. High speed on the course was matched by snappy work and great excitement in the pits, but there was a bigger thrill in store. Ansell, driving an ERA number 22, was fairly stepping on it, but he made a miscalculation at Maggott's corner, one of the many sharp turns, and there he goes. Believe it or not, he got away with a sprained ankle. Well, we've seen the champions in action, commanding the attention and admiration of us all. Here are the crowds who follow them, cheer them, and sometimes idolize them. The crowds, the supporters, unknown individually, but collectively a mighty force owing allegiance to the kingdom of sport. And upon them the kingdom of sport depends. From this we may surely draw a model. Each one of us may contribute towards the well-being of our kingdom, our country, and incidentally towards personal prosperity. We can do it through national savings. Yes, let the cry, "Well saved, sir," literally apply to us all.